Hey guys, Sensor here, and welcome to another Shadowlands beta video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the different Shaman legendary effects that are currently in the game. So right now, I have one on right now that it's one that reduces the cooldown of Lava Lash. It makes Flame Shock reduce the cooldown of Lava Lash. So I just wanted to kind of do that to show you what it can do. Um, but yeah, I think it's only a chance. So it's zero point 0.5 seconds. I don't know. It seems okay, but there are some pretty good ones though. And I'm going to show you another one in a little bit, but let me just go ahead and go over them now. So first I'm going to start with the enhancement specific ones. So the first one is dropping Wind Fury totem will grant you 100% increased chance to gain Wind Fury weapon for 8 seconds. So basically for 8 seconds you're going to always have Wind Fury. That reminds me, I did not have my weapons enchanted. I mean, I didn't have them imbued. But yeah, and it can only occur once every 1 minute, so, but I still think that's a pretty strong one. And then the other one, consuming 5 stacks of Maelstrom weapon will reset the cooldown of Storm Strike and increase the damage the next one deals by 100%. So it's just, it makes your Storm Strike stronger and a way to reset Storm Strike. And Storm Strike is pretty strong, so yeah, that's probably, I imagine, a pretty strong single target legendary. And then increase the chance you gain a stack of Maelstrom weapon by 5%, and whenever you gain a stack, the cooldown of Feral Spirits is reduced by 2 seconds. So it lets you get your Maelstrom uh, more, like it have a higher chance to get your Maelstrom weapons, and reduces your main cooldown. And then, of course, the one that I was using. Each time Flame Shock deals periodic damage, it increases the damage of your next Lava Lash by 10% and reduces the cooldown. So that's also can be a pretty decent one. Now this one is a general legendary, but it works. Is a general Shaman legendary, but it changes depending on your spec. So for enhancement, when you use Storm Strike, you have a 5% chance to activate Ascendance. So I think it was Riptide as a healer, Riptide, and I'm not sure about Elemental, but depending on your spec, using an ability will have a 5% chance to activate Ascendance. So that's kind of nice, especially because Ascendance is a talent normally. And then Earth Elemental has a permanent Earthquake, so pretty decent for AoE. Bloodlust or any similar type of effect will last for 20 seconds instead of 4, so 60 seconds total instead of 40 seconds, and it'll also give you an extra 10% haste instead of the 30%. So it'll be 40% haste and last for 60 seconds. So that's a pretty good one. And then casting Chain Heal makes your next Chain Lightning instant cast. And I'm gonna show you this one real quick. And so basically, Chain Heal makes Chain Lightning instant, and then Chain Lightning makes Chain Heal instant, and it's constant. So there we go. Now I have Chain Heal instant, and it'll just keep, it doesn't stop. So after the first one, they're all instant. Of course, you're gonna run out of mana, but yeah, I think that's a kind of a cool thing to do. Now moving on to the healing ones, Healing Wave and Healing Surge. Healing will increase the healing of your next chain heal, and it stacks. So obviously this isn't completely finished, but basically your single target healing spells will increase the healing done by your next chain heal to a certain amount. And then we have after using Manatide Totem, basically for 10 seconds after using Manatide Totem, your healing wave and chain heal will cost 50% less. No, 100% less, so basically free. And it'll cast 50% faster. So that's, pretty nice. And then we have every 4 casts of Riptide will apply Riptide to another friendly target near your Riptide target. So just a little bit extra Riptide there. And then Earth Shield healing is increased by 300%. If the target is below 50%, and Healing Wave will also add a stack of Earth Shield up to uh, maximum stacks. So yeah, pretty good ones here, I think. And then finally, for elemental specific ones, we have Flame Shock. Damage over time crits will reduce the cooldown of fire elemental by 1 second. And it also gives Flame Shock 30% increased crit chance. So it just allows you to get your, your cooldown, your big fire elemental cooldown faster, and it'll also cause Flame Shock to crit more. And then there's two of them here they're basically the same, but one's single target and one's AoE. So one is when you consume 6 or more stacks of Fulmination with Earth Shock, you gain Lava Surge, and the damage of your next Lava Burst is increased by 6%. And the other one is the same thing, but instead of increasing Lava Surge or Lava Burst, it makes Earthquake instant cast and increase its damage. So that one will literally come down to, do I want AoE or do I want single target? And then the other one is um, one that I will show you. Oh my god. Okay. Thought I almost fell off. This other one is I want to show you because this is an elemental. You have to be an elemental to craft it, but it works. It's just like the Legion legendary. It works no matter what spec you're in. So dealing fire damage will dealing fire damage will increase your next frost spell by 30%. Frost spells will increase your next nature spell, and then nature damage will increase your next fire spell. And it's really interesting because it goes down. I don't know if the numbers are right, but so fire will increase frost by 30%, but then frost will only increase nature by 25%, and nature will only increase fire by 20%. So it keeps going down. But oh, let me put this on just to show you. I definitely put the wrong one on. Just to show you what it looks like. It's the same one. I don't remember what it was called, but there was a Legion Legendary with that effect on. So as you see, I have this buff. So my next frost spell is increased. And so now I do frost. Now my next nature spell is increased. And then now my next fire spell is increased. So it's not something that I would say you probably wouldn't necessarily just try and be like, oh, let me look at which ones I'm using. But just going through your natural rotation, you would be getting these different bonuses. So, I think that's pretty good. So as you can see, yeah, you get all these effects on there. And I don't know, I think it's really cool. I don't know if that's the one that I would go with, but it works for both enhancement and elemental. So honestly, why not? I'd probably do that. Pretty strong, I think. But yeah, those are the legendaries. All the Shaman legendaries. And every spec has them. So I think this is what we're going to see at launch. I mean, some numbers might be tweaked, they might change them, but the number of them, I believe, is the same. 4 for each spec, 4 general ones. So if you liked the video, please give a subscribe and like, so you can see some future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.